Big day and welcome to the RDFNL Footy Netball Show. Here today I'm here with Kim Bailey. We're talking netball ahead of a massive weekend that's just happened and a big weekend still to come. Kim, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. A few upsets this weekend. So, it's opened right up now, the A-grade competition in particular, and there's a really few good games coming this weekend, so looking forward to it, and it's going to be great weather as well.
Oh, perfect. That's exactly what we need. It was a bit like that over the course of the weekend. Saturday, one of the big upsets of the season. Let's go straight to A-grade. Macedon 37 defeated Riddle 34. Tell us a bit about that game. You were there?
Yeah, it was a really interesting game. Straight away, the thing that shone out was Michaela Vaughan, Riddle's sensational goal attack, VNL player, ANL player, didn't take the court. So was ill or had a bit of soreness, so she didn't take the court. So a massive advantage to Macedon. But they just really stepped up and played some fantastic netball. They've been under the pump a little bit this year, Macedon, lost their coach halfway through and had to restructure. So for them to make a grand final, it is fantastic.
Well, it's almost like the fairy tale ending, so to speak, isn't it? If they go and they end up taking out the premiership, given where they were.
Yeah, and there's no reason why they can't. They showed that they could do it. They stepped up, and it wasn't just their big guns. Like Beck Cole played an amazing game, as always. She's such a tall target under there. But Ash Grant in wing defence has most probably played one of the best games I've seen her play as well.
Wow.
So, and having Taryn Mackey back into the lineup as well in goalkeeper for Macedon was a big bonus for them. It played on Chris Harris, who they're
outstanding.
Yeah, and those two are really quite good mates. So it was interesting to see that battle, and she just played an extraordinary game as well.
And tell us a little bit about what happened on Sunday. I know you didn't have the privilege of getting down to that one, but Ruperts were getting the job done by 19 goals over Lansfield. Lansfield, they've been the surprise packet of the A-grade competition.
Yeah, they've done a really good job under Alan Watson, so they should be really proud of their achievements. You know, they claimed the big scalp last week of Romsey by a goal, and they were up against it. Rupo would have been disappointed with their game the week before against Riddle at Wallens, so they would have been set for this game, and they come out and proved it. And they've got strengths all over the court. Their defensive unit is unbelievable. Kirsten Daly and God, the girl's name escapes me now. They're Tess Abbott. Tess Abbott. So she's they really work really well together in that mid-court, and the linkage from Maddie Gay down to the goalers is extraordinary as well. So they apparently had a really good game. Fantastic.
Now, looking into the preliminary final of this one in A-grade, it's going to be Rupo lining up against very good opposition there in Riddle, the top two teams at the home and away season. Yeah. Given the result the last time these two teams played, a 26-goal margin, do you reckon Rupo might have learned a few lessons from that week, or do you think Riddle will be keen to bounce back?
I think Riddle will be really keen to bounce back. I think Michaela will play, and they'll also have Maddie Caulfield back, who didn't play last week as well. Now, she's a fast-running, hard wing attack who is a lovely player, and they really did miss her last week, just that feed into the ring. So those two players back in themselves will be really valuable to them. But Di and the girls will be really, if they don't get in there, I think they'll find there's a sense of underachieving, because they have been for that second half of the season right up there with Riddle. It's going to be really interesting. As I said, if Michaela and Maddie play, I think that's going to be the difference.
Sensational. It's going to be an absolute cracker. Now look at B grade. We'll just quickly skim through these results. Rupert's Wood 34 defeated Broadford 27. How did you see that one go?
Yeah, that was another good game. Broadford were really surprising. They finished fifth and could have snuck into a grand final. They were good. Beck Hunter was sensational in defence, and she's a quality player. But Rupo are really experienced, and I think they might have even gone through undefeated. I think they might have maybe just lost the one. Yeah, but they've had a really, really good season as well. Extremely strong all through their grades, and I think they'll most probably line up against who. The next game is
Lansfield and
Macedon, where there was only one goal, the difference in that game as well. So
how do you think the big game between Broadford and Lansfield will go this weekend? Lansfield have had a really good year. And I know they'll be disappointed with their A-grade result. They'll be keen to get the Bs through.
Yeah, I think they might do it. Yeah, from what I've seen a couple of games that I know are really impressive. While Broadford have got some big guns, I think Lansfield are more consistent across the 7 players, so I'm going to tip Lansfield.
Ooh, excellent. Well, on their home court as well, so maybe they'll get the home crowd there. So, C grade, certainly some big matches over the weekend. Melton Central 25 defeated Rupo 18 to advance through the big one, and Rupo, they'll be taking on Riddle, who beat Romsey by 2 goals, and that was an upset as well.
It was, yeah, and that Riddle team's really interesting. They've got some really experienced girls in there. Sonia Morganti, love Sonia. She just keeps going. She's like a fine wine. She just gets better with age. She really does.
And she's just a good lass off the court as well.
She is, yeah, and Lisa Trezise. So there's some great players mixed in with some youth as well. So they're really, really experienced. Coming up against a young team in Rupo, who would have been disappointed with their loss. Melton Central's played extremely well. Their goaling combination, they've played together for a long time, those ladies, and they did really well. I think Riddle might just steal one here.
Oh, that'll be very intriguing heading into that one there and facing up against Melton Centrals in the big dance, which we know that is going to be a huge, huge game. And I know with the Centrals, the club itself, probably a bit disappointed the A-graders couldn't go a little bit further there, so they've still got that one club in there. The under-19s, and of course this is a fantastic competition, a lot of great talent coming through. Big games on the weekend there, Rupo defeating Riddle 25-17. Good result there to go through the big one.
Yeah, look, I think they've been a standout team all season, Rupert's Wood. So that's no surprise. I was a little bit surprised by the scoreline. I thought they might have got on top of it a little bit more, but yeah, good effort by the Riddle girls, and they'll look to go and have a crack at Melton Centrals.
Yeah, they won that one by 5 goals over Macedon as well. So how about that for a result?
Yeah, another good game. You know, they've got some great up and coming players, both of these teams. So it just shows what great talent we have in our competition when we see scores like that and how close the games were. Melton Centrals over Riddle, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to go for Riddle this one. They might just they've got a little bit more height, and I think that might work into advantage. But you know what? We'll know all the results by about 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon.
Well, one of the pleasing aspects to go of this last weekend of netball was that they're all relatively close. Other than the A grades match there in the first semi-final, otherwise it was sort of 5 to 8 goals, even a couple of 1 and 2 goals. That's really close to the competition.
And that's what we want. That just shows we've got a great competition. The crowds were amazing as well around the netball. Having all the footy guys come over too, and it was. Some of the comments are really interesting. Yeah, but it's great to have so many people around getting onto the netball. It's fantastic.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Kim, and hopefully all the girls up there, those that didn't, they're enjoying Mad Monday this week. Well, hopefully they still get along with the netball and cheer on the girls. It's going to be a great weekend.
Yeah, looking forward to a good weekend of footy and netball.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be huge. All right, we look forward to seeing you guys out on the court.